Fake gurus trying to buy internet clout. This is one of the oldest and most successful tricks in the book when it comes to trying to scam people out of their money. So internet gurus have been trying this for years. They've been trying this forever, really. And what they do is they will attach themselves to successful celebrities, or in many cases, very successful entrepreneurs, and they'll get pictures taken with these successful people. And when you see pictures with, Kevin David and Gary Vee or Caleb Maddox and the Terminator, you see them with these very successful people that you like or trust, and then you think, wow, I should really trust this guru as well, because there's no way the Terminator would want to hang out with this Caleb Maddox kid unless Caleb Maddox is a very upstanding young man. The problem with that is that it's all a scam. It's just one big hoax to try and convince you that these are great people. These gurus are fantastic people that you should trust, and in many cases, most cases, you absolutely shouldn't trust them because they're just trying to pull the wool over your eyes to try and get the money out of your pockets. Now, this is not new. The gurus have been trying to do this forever. I'm going to put this picture up. This is Napoleon Hill. He's one of the very first gurus, the very first OG fake gurus of all time. And you can see this is him in a picture with Thomas Edison. Now, Thomas Edison doesn't actually know who this guy is. Napoleon Hill kind of scammed him into giving him a fake award because Thomas Edison was a huge celebrity back in the day, and he was able to convince Thomas Edison to pose in a picture with him in order to receive the award. And because of that, Napoleon Hill always had this picture of him with Thomas Edison, and he was able to show everyone and say, look how famous I am. I know even more famous people as well. But he was definitely a fake guru, so this is not new. People have been doing this forever in order to get clout. So in this video, we're going to be talking about two of the biggest gurus out here and how they have used the internet to get internet clout from celebrities. We're going to be talking about Tim Sanders and Kevin David. And they're very much the same and different in their marketing tactics as well. So Tim Sanders, if you don't know who this guy is, he's an Amazon FBA guru trying to teach people how to sell on Amazon just like Kevin David does. But Tim Sanders takes a different approach to Kevin. Kevin has the fancy cars, he has the nice house, he has the beautiful women, and he puts all that in his ads to try and get people to want to sign up so that they can potentially get that lifestyle as well. Tim Sanders does the opposite. He's basically just one guy, usually wears a nice suit, and he talks about how you can't trust those gurus, they're terrible people, and you can just trust him because he's a very nice guy. And unfortunately, it's not true. He's also trying to sell you a multi-$1,000 course, just like Kevin David is. You can get all this information on selling on eBay and Amazon on sites like Udemy for 50 bucks at most. He's trying to sell, a $5,000 course, which is just a complete ripoff, so nobody should be getting involved in something like that. Now, Tim Sanders has done one of the most ridiculous clout-grabbing things I have ever seen in recent history. So what I'm going to show you is an ad for Tim Sanders' course. I'm going to show you a brief portion of it, and just go ahead and take a look at it.
Hey, Mr. Wonderful here. Are you looking to build an Amazon business? Yes, you can make money on Amazon. Check out Tim Sanders' private label master course.
So if you don't know who that is Kevin O'Leary, aka Mr. Wonderful. He's one of the stars of the TV show Shark Tank, also one of the stars of the Canadian version of that show. I believe it's called Dragon's Den. And he's been on both those shows for about 10 years, and he's a very successful entrepreneur. And because he's been on that show for so long, he's now a huge celebrity as well. Everybody knows who this guy is. And if you're a big fan of that show, or you're a big fan of him, and you were to see this ad of him promoting Tim Sanders, selling on Amazon, and talking about Tim Sanders' course, you'd be completely blown away. You'd be like, wow, this Tim Sanders guy must be amazing. He got a personal shout out from Kevin O'Leary. Highly successful businessman is personally shouting out Tim Sanders. I definitely need to check out his course. And you would sign up for Tim Sanders' webinar, and then he'd pitch you a $5,000 course trying to get you into his program. The problem with that is that this shout out from Kevin O'Leary is a complete scam. Tim Sanders doesn't know Kevin O'Leary. They're not friends. They've never talked. What this is a paid shout out. Now, if you're unfamiliar, a few years ago, there was a site started called Cameo. Now, on Cameo, there's a bunch of D and C-list celebrities mostly that you can get paid shout outs for. And generally, they range anywhere from like 25 to 100 bucks. You can get your celebrity to say something nice about you, say something nice to your girlfriend or whatever. Just a quick 2 or 3 minute shout out. They'll just have their phone. They'll just say something, whatever you ask them to say, within reason, of course, and they will say a shout out for you. And if you actually go to this site, and if you actually search, you will find, what do you know, Kevin O'Leary is on the site. Now, I do want to point out Kevin O'Leary, I think, is one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive shoutouts on the site. It's $1,200 for a shoutout, so it's not cheap at all, but he does do shoutouts on the website, and if you actually look at his page, all of the shoutouts that he posts on there are exactly the same setting, the same background, everything to what Tim Sanders' commercial is. So that's all it is. It's just a paid shoutout that Tim Sanders paid $1,200 for Kevin O'Leary to say this about his program and about him. So there's a couple issues with this. First off, most people don't know about Cameo. They don't know that you can get celebrities, you can pay celebrities to say nice things about your products or whatever. So if people were to see that ad with Mr. Wonderful, they would think he must be a friend of Tim Sanders, or they're working together, or they're partners or something, and they would be misled into signing up for your programming, not realizing that literally anyone can pay $1,200 to have Kevin O'Leary say something nice about them or their program. The second problem with that is that I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to use these Cameo shoutouts, which are for personal use only. You're not supposed to be using these to sell products, to be actual endorsements for products. You're trying to sell ads for this and make thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars off of this. The Cameos are for personal shoutouts only, so I don't think you're allowed to be doing that anyway. So personally, I want to say, Tim Sanders, if you do watch this video, please take that ad down. It is incredibly misleading. Kevin O'Leary most likely doesn't even realize that his Cameo, his personal Cameo he made for you, is being used to sell ads that you're making potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars off it. It's incredibly misleading, so please take that down. But there are other people who are doing this as well. Wesley Billion Dollar Virgin is another one who does tons of Cameo shoutouts. He doesn't let anyone know that these are Cameo shoutouts. You just think that he's friends with all of these celebrities. I'm not going to go too much into Wesley because another person, CoffeeZilla, did a great video on him. I'll have a link below if you want to check out that video. But there's many people who are doing these Cameo shoutouts now, and people don't know that that's just paid shoutouts. They're not friends with all of these gurus. People are just paying them to say nice things about them. Now, Cameo is not the only way you can get these fake celebrity shoutouts from. We're going to talk about Kevin David, and Kevin David has this picture of him with Gary Vee. He's been using this in his webinar for years. He also has pictures with other big celebrities as well. And if you don't know, it's very easy to get a picture with Gary Vee. Obviously not right now because of the pandemic, but Gary Vee travels all over the US. He does these big conferences and talks to a bunch of people. And then afterwards, he does these meet and greets, and he'll take pictures with anyone who wants to take a picture with him. So literally anyone can get a picture with Gary Vee. So the fact that Kevin David has been using this photo of him with Gary Vee for years and years to promote how successful it is, and he knows all these celebrities, is just incredibly misleading to a lot of people because anyone can get a photo like that. Another thing that Kevin David likes to do is he likes to talk about how he's talked about in Forbes, in the Wall Street Journal. They all posted articles about him on their website. And the problem with that is that these sites will post literally hundreds of articles a week, and basically they just post out so many articles in order to get clicks on their website. The more articles they can post, the more clicks they will get, and the more ad sell they will get as well. So they didn't actually post these articles on Kevin David. Kevin David, with a lot of these gurus will actually do, they will actually go to these news organizations and they will say, hey, you know, I'm doing something really cool. I'm making people a bunch of money online. You should write an article about me. And then they will decide, okay, that's an interesting story. We'll write an article about you. So these sites like Wall Street Journal and Forbes, they are not endorsing people like Kevin David. They're basically just creating these articles because he reached out to them and they want free ad money. The more articles they can write, the more ads they can get and the more money they will make. So all of these fake gurus just do these completely ridiculous fake clouts with celebrities, with websites, to get a bunch of eyeballs on them and to get a bunch of people who see sites like that. They see Forbes talking about Kevin David, or they see Tim Sanders with a shout out from Kevin O'Leary, and they'll be like, wow, these people are really successful. I should definitely trust them. And that's definitely not the case because these guys are scam artists. Everything they do is fake in order to get their money, in order to get your money out of your pockets and into their hands. So there you go. Definitely be wary of fake gurus out there. The fake clout with new sites like Cameo is just completely ridiculous at this point. But I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. Be sure and leave a like, subscribe, and share, and we will have more great videos coming up soon. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day.